So let's talk about gear here. So Roy, what's your setup?
This is on my 8-inch Celestron with a off-axis filter on the front of it using some black polymer solar filter.
Now, have you got the whole thing covered, or have you got it like mostly blacked off and then a little bit of solar filter?
I have it mostly blacked off. Let me see. I can walk over here to the door, switch this to the built camera, and I don't know if you can see it or not.
We see you. Wait, there it is. Oh, fantastic.
So that's the whole telescope. It's hidden by a blanket to keep it a little bit cooler, and then the filter in the front, and just peeking out.
Oh, fantastic. And it's nice that you can have your telescope near your house.
This one is sitting in the backyard.
Yeah. So now you need to be able to control your telescope from afar. And Scott,
Yeah,
what have you got
on that
here?
part.
I am streaming with a Coronado with a 2X Barlow and my Microsoft LifeCam Studio HD webcam. And I'm using a little bit of software to embiggen it more than the Barlow.
Which Coronado do you have?
It's not mine. It is Jerry's. Because Jerry is awesome, and he shared some images earlier today. I didn't have much time to look at it. Let me see here. It's got the PST. So I'm trying not to walk in front of it. I'm pulling a...
So you're getting those off the PST. That's really good. The PST's a nice scope because it's actually relatively cheap as solar scopes go, and it's really portable.
Yes, it is very portable. If anyone saw the image of me getting all set up earlier, it's maybe what, 16 inches long? It's not that big, but it has some phenomenal images coming out of it.
Yeah. If that.
And it's got the same and it's got the solar filtering part just baked right into it, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And are you using an eyepiece projection, or are you just doing prime? You're doing eyepiece projection off of it?
Yeah, it's
Or prime
afocal.
focus?
It's afocal. It's not prime. So I literally have my webcam put into the eyepiece there, and because engineering is awesome, I have tin foil and electric tape holding it there and keeping it steady.
And so how much more sun do you think you guys have got?
I'll say probably around at least an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be setting over some mountains.
And how are you, Stuart? You've only probably got a few more minutes, right?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes at the most at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that Earth rotation again.
Do you have anybody lined up further on the East Coast, or on the further like Hawaii?
Well, we've got further like New Zealand, but he had storms all day, so I'm not sure whether we're going to get to see his view. It's too bad because it was just stunning.
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, I'm still asking him to keep me up to date just in case, because anything, we would love... Paul, I know you're listening to me. If you can get anything, please let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 1 minute of the view, and it was worth it for me. So, yeah, if Paul can join us, that would be great. And then, Amy, if you're watching this, you're probably going to need to restart your browser. Did that work, Phil? Did you restart your browser?
Yeah, I had to kill about 30 windows.
Oh, I know all these tabs filling up. I got the same problem.
Well, I just, I grabbed the URLs and dumped them into a text file so I can get back to them.
Yeah.
But the one thing I didn't save was the URL to the Hangout, so I was actually ready about 5 minutes ago to come back.
Good. And then we're just waiting for Amy to come back with her history. And I've actually got a story for her. I got to mention that to her.
I'm thinking a couple of friends of mine might still show up. I'm hoping.
Well, remember there's a new link. So yeah, I've heard from a few people. I'm all out of special guests.
There were a couple of pictures I wanted to show.
I'm special.
Scott,
Yes, you are. You're all my friends.
So it had some people wondering what those black dots were. Now the big black dot is Venus, and the little black dots are sunspots.
Yeah, I've got another zoomed-in view right now.
Oh, man.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I saw that little group there when I was projecting. So cute.
That's gorgeous, Stuart.
So yeah, the light gray around one of those sunspots, that is a real feature. It's a cooler temperature than the surrounding, but not as cool as the darkest part of the sunspot.
So that's called the penumbra of the sunspot.
I goofed that up yesterday.
Don't you know? The umbra is the middle part. The penumbra, which is also the same terminology in when
Solar
you see
eclipses, lunar eclipses,
lunar eclipse,
rather.
yeah. So did anybody catch the lunar eclipse last night?
You know, I got up early enough that I should have been able to see it, but the dang sun got up before I did.
Yeah.
So I was really annoyed because you can see the full moon when the sun is up. You can't see a eclipse. Yeah.
It was a partial lunar eclipse at an inconvenient time, which is just, you know, I'm not even going to get out of bed for that.
You're so elite over there,
I'm
Fraser.
totally. You know what, I won't get out of bed for anything less than a total lunar eclipse. However, if there is a total lunar eclipse, I'm all there. I'm 100% there.
But only if you don't have to drive too far.
Yeah.
I want to share a quick picture here. Pamela, you were asked earlier about where to see lots of transits and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out from Mars, the moon Deimos does transit the sun.
Oh, that's cool, and it's so much closer to the surface that it appears huge.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's a tiny little moon. I can make this a little bit bigger, I suppose.
But the sun looks so much smaller when you're at Mars.
You know what? I'm not remembering which.
So it's a double effect. Deimos is really close to the surface of Mars, and the sun is much further away from Mars, obviously, because Mars is further out. So you have a smaller Mars, and so Deimos, even though it's itty bitty little tiny moon compared to our moon, it's close enough to the surface that you can see it transiting in a completely rational way on the little tiny sun.
Let me see. This is that's my browser history. Dang it! I thought I had saved it. I got that on Wikipedia. I just looked up Deimos Transit, D-E-I-M-O-S, and you know what? I didn't look up, and I had to kill all my windows. I didn't look up which lander it was that took that picture, so I don't remember.
Oh, and Fraser, Mike put up a great stacked image.
Oh, really?
Of the
Okay.
transit. Yeah.
Oh, let me dig that up.
I can link it to you in the chat.
I asked him, and he did it. That was so
He
nice.
did, because Mike is awesome.
He's supposed to mention me when he does it, and then I can see it, but, you know.
Mike Phillips?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got that here.
Put
it's
it up.
linked in the chat.
Let's see.
I can put the link in the chat room, and you can put it up.
Well, I think Scott just... How can you do this, Scott? I am amazed that you're able to juggle all the stuff at the same time.
I have
And
19,
broadcast
19
of you.
arms. 19
That's
arms. Let me juggle.
Yeah, and broadcast of you. Oh, that's beautiful.
Share.
Let's see.
Wait,
I'm sharing. I'm sharing.
Oh my god.
I want to get a
Sharing.
good view of it.
This is Fraser's payback for having clouds the whole time. He's gonna hide it and keep it all to himself.
Oh, you guys, this is the best picture I've ever seen.
God damn it!
All right, no. That's not it. Okay. Here we go.
I've already seen it. Poor Nicole. Look at
I
it.
know, I could click the link, but you know.
No, you can't click the link. Hold on. All right.
Oh, for criminy's sake, Fraser.
I've got it.
Okay, there you go. I was just about to share it on mine.
You happy?
Yes, I'm happy. Thank you.
Here, well, let's make it the prime image here.
Wow.
There we go.
You're so funky.
Now you can't see it. I don't know if the people online can see this, but so this is the. Oh man, I just gotta gaze at this picture. Wow. So this is the picture that Mike Phillips took earlier on in the Hangout, just as Venus was entering, or I guess just finished the second. What do you call it? The second.
Second contact.
Second contact. So this is the point that it just got into the sun, and you could see on the surface of the sun, you can see these ripples.
Yeah.
On the actual surface of the sun. Oh my, what a picture.
Well, what gets me is there's this arc of brightness going around Venus, and you don't really see a black drop effect on this one. So that's like perfect skies.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to be perfect, Mike. Way to be perfect.
Way to be perfect, Mike. Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at some of the pictures that Mike has done, if you go look at Mike's page on Google Plus, and you can look through his pictures, we actually have stolen a bunch of them for the Virtual Star Party page, and it's just unbelievable, his pictures. He's got pictures of Europa that he's taken that you can see features on Europa. Yeah, he's a phenomenal astrophotographer.
Do you have one of those military space telescopes in your backyard? What's the deal?
I don't know. It's good. And but so Stuart, what's your setup?
Oh, sorry. I have a refractor. It's about a 5-inch refractor, 140 millimeters, and I have a homemade solar filter that covers the whole end of the refractor, and then I'm using just a Canon DSLR for capture using live view, and that's basically it. And in order to get the slight yellow tinge, I changed the white balance on the Canon, but that's not real color as far as I'm seeing it.
All right, guys, the grand brat showed up, so I'm going to go.
Well, thanks, Gary, and thanks for even still figuring out a way to deliver us some amazing images.
Wave, everybody. Wave. See, she's waving at you right there. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Gary.
So we got I got this highly amusing message from Brian Lefkowitz. He says, "Cloudy here, can't see anything, so I decided to make a sketch." And it's actually a really endearing sketch because he managed to capture the spirit of the sunspots and everything else that's there. So thanks for sending in your sketch, Brian.
Did you put it up?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, there. There it is.
That's a sketch? Man, when I do sketch, it's a stick figure.
Yeah, no. Brian's awesome. So
wow.
Sketch. And I just love the way he managed to abstractly but well capture the spirit of all the sunspot activity that's going on. So that's just really cool.
I'm just amazed it's a circle.
Do you see this? We just got a message just a second ago from, I guess, Hacksaw. It says, "I know it sounds cheesy, but I never imagined the Venus transit to be as breathtaking as it actually is." We agree.
Yeah.
Woot.
Very true.
So I love how the sun is slowly in Scott's heading straight towards that sunspot.
Look out! But it's not. It's going
I know.
Up. Yeah.
We have a question asking what causes those ripples. I think that was in the picture you were showing, Fraser.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That also looked like an optical effect, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's to me what it looked like as well.
Meaning stuff that happens inside equipment, not stuff on the sun. Type. type.
we're all trying to tweet. Yeah.
There's so much going
So
on.
much going on,
It's all full of wind.
yeah. Oh,
How different? Oh, here's another question. How different would the transit look from the moon?
Can you see it from the moon?
I don't know if the moon's far enough away.
Wait, the moon's full.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that gets it about as good. It's looking either straight over or straight under the planet Earth. So
I don't think that matters, right?
But is it inclined enough? Well, if we just had eclipse, it's got to be close enough.
I can't imagine it changes the view that much.
So Venus will clearly be cutting across either a smaller or larger chunk of the sun. So the question is, so can either Nicole or Fraser use your shirt to explain this?
What am I?
Okay, Nicole understands. Can you?
Okay. All right, here we go.
Hold on. Let me put the focus on Nicole here.
Can you see? Yeah, great.
So that's the actual path of the sun, of Venus across the sun.
Going into my
So depending on where the moon is relative to this, either Venus will cut across a much smaller sliver along the top, or it will cut across closer to the middle, and you'll get a larger transit. So I'm not sure which side of the Earth the moon is on right now, but it will change the path that you're seeing.
And then you would suffocate because there's no air.
Well, there's that too, and freeze. Death by many means.
Ooh, Amanda Bauer, our pal Astro Pixie, just posted a picture from Australia.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent.
And it looks like all the other pictures. It's, this incredibly gorgeous picture. And I will share it.
But hi to Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. I think they did a video, 60 Symbols video, I think, on the video.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't seen this, you should do a search for this, for 60 Symbols on YouTube. They've got one video for 60 different symbols in science, and they've also done lots of other really cool space and astronomy stuff. So that's 60 symbols.
Right.
And it's more than 60 now, I think.
Yeah, it is. It just kind of kept going.
Yeah.
Her name is Amanda Bauer. You can find her at Astro Pixie, all one word. I love her to pieces. And
she's never used a capital letter in her life.
True.
She and I had the same
started the naughty astronomy trend.
Yes.
Of posting pictures of astronomical objects that may or may not look like other things. But this is the picture she just posted. Of course, here's Venus and the sunspots. You're actually getting a little bit of texture on the sun's surface right there.
Yeah.
At the top left. It's kind of neat. I don't know if you can see that very well. I can see it on my screen. This was taken by a colleague of hers, Erin Robotham. They're at a conference in Hunter Valley in Australia, apparently.
Stuart, you're fading. I don't know if you can see Stuart's image is starting to...
Oh.
It's really low on the horizon from at this point.
Yeah, we really need to start getting Southern Hemisphere observers in.
Come on, Paul. Otherwise, I think we'll shut down our coverage early.
Or anybody watching, if you know anyone in the Southern Hemisphere with the means to do this, let us know.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm okay to not cover the full 8 hours of this. If we need to wrap it up, 2 hours early.
Sure, backing out now.
Backing out now.
It's more than 2 hours early at this point. It's like 3 hours early.
3 hours early, yeah. No, it's true. Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping in a few minutes another friend of mine's going to drop by.
Yay. Friends. So we can also stream in the NASA feed if we need to, but that seems like cheating.
I don't know. Has anyone been watching that?
We're way cooler.
Yeah, we're way cooler. No, they're pretty cool.
That would be cheating on Stuart, Roy, and I. And that's
NASA, come on.
Sorry guys, we switched to NASA like within the first 5 minutes, and we haven't really been using you guys at all for the whole time.
I was feeling like the bell of the ball, but not anymore.
Fraser, you totally disapprove of their feed. It's in violet.
What?
I kid you
It's
not.
got to either no pink sun. Yeah, it's either got to be monochrome, but preferably bright orange. Roy knows what I like to see.
Yes. If it's not live and it's not the right color, it ain't going live.
It ain't going live. Oh man,
Did we just go off into? Never mind.
Yeah, really, I set a really high bar. Yeah. I'm a total slave driver, aren't I?
So here is a quick screen share of their violet sun.
Oh, that's a nice H alpha though, isn't it? Look at that.
It's a beautiful. I'm not even sure if it's H alpha or something else.
And they've got 94,000 people watching right now. So.
What?
Yeah, they do.
Billions
It's
of
NASA.
dollars.
Which feed, NASA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many do we have?
VenusTransit.nasa.
We peaked around 6,000.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is a different filter. I remember reading about it. It's some sulfur filter, I think. It's not hydrogen alpha.
Oh, it's not. Well, because you can see that same. You can see those same sort of. Like it's the active regions on the sun itself.
It's a different filter. I don't remember what it. I don't remember.
Is it a calcium HK filter?
Something like that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing this for free. Didn't cost anybody anything, well, except for Google, I suppose. Yeah.
Thank you, Google. We love you, Google.
Thanks for letting this happen. Yeah.
This is something that I think is so funny. I mean, there's calcium in the sun. This is the same element that's in your bones and your teeth. And there's not a lot, but the way the electrons are moving around in the atoms, there are specific wavelengths where the sun is very strongly emitting, and this filter blocks all the light except for those. So it's a calcium image of the sun. You're seeing the glow of calcium. And since Venus is not glowing in calcium, it's black. If this is, in fact, a calcium HK filter or a calcium 2 filter, there are a couple of them. But a lot of times, the big telescopes, the big solar observing telescopes, will put one of these things on, and the detail you can see in sunspots is almost creepy. It's like they're alive. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's a new, really nice picture from SDO, which I'm going to try and make happen. I'm getting faster at this now. All right.
Can't even keep up with the SDO pictures. I'm trying.
Yeah, they're pretty phenomenal. I like to use a different. I don't like to do it in the browser. So, but that's pretty good. That's a pretty nice picture.
Oh, wow.
That's the telescope. See, that's the telescope that I wanted them to bring to the future star parties. I wanted them to bring this
SDO.
one. Bring this one here. Yeah.
Well, you know, right now Hubble is observing the moon.
Tell us about it.
No.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't say please. You know what? My Hubble model broke. Oh well. Since Venus from the Earth covers about a thousandth of the sun, the sunlight is dropping in brightness by about 0.1%, and you'd never see that by eye. But and of course Hubble can't observe the sun. You know, Hubble did observe the sun once on purpose. I have this on my blog. Yes, I was quite surprised as well when they first launched it. There's a little flip-up mirror that came out the back. And
a little dentist mirror?
What?
Like a little dentist mirror? That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, no, that's about right. And it was not that big. It was like a 2x2 mirror or something like that. It was the only time it was ever used. And it flooded one of the cameras with ultraviolet light. And they did that to clean the camera off. But they took a bunch of pictures of it. And there's actually a mosaic of the sun taken by Hubble. It's really strange. But anyway, Hubble is looking at the moon because the moon is lit up by the sun. So while Venus is passing in front of the sun, the moon is receiving 0.1% less light. Instead of 100%, it's getting 99.9% the light it usually does. And Hubble is sensitive enough to detect that. What they're hoping to detect, and this kills me, is Venus's atmosphere, the effect of Venus's atmosphere. If Venus were airless, the amount of light it would block would be different. And the way it would block light is different. And they're hoping they can actually detect that. And then what they can do is, since they use Hubble and other telescopes to observe planets orbiting other stars, they can use this to sort of, as a test case, to calibrate those other images. And they might be able to improve them by a few %, which would be awesome. But we won't see the results of that for a long time. I think they're using the camera I used to work on. So, knowing how hard it is to reduce that data, it's going to take them a few months to get that put together. It's complicated.
So
the nightmares actually have stopped. I'm happy about that.
The nightmares have stopped?
Yeah.
I'm still getting them.
I was working on that camera, and they said, yeah, we have like, I don't even remember now, it's like 250 different ways to use it, different combinations of filters and different things.
Wow.
And I had to calibrate each one.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, it took about 3 years.
So I think, Stuart, you must just have minutes left now.
Yeah, I'm going to start packing up. I got to pick my daughter up from swimming in 20 minutes, so I'll keep listening while I'm doing. But as you can see, my image is going away.
Well, if we don't get a chance, yeah, I can see right now you got clouds, but still, I mean, we really lucked out for the majority of the time. So thanks again for everything, and if we do lose you, thanks again for being there for essentially the whole time. This is
my pleasure.
It was a rocky start, and then it really happened, and so I really appreciate it. And I don't know if people realize you are the 4th Doctor that we have here today. And
yes, I guess I am.
You're
Tom
the real
Baker.
doctor.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you're the real doctor. So
no, you guys are real doctors too.
So Bill, Pamela, and Nicole are all PhDs in astronomy. You're an MD, right?
Correct.
You actually fix people and help people.
Sometimes, yeah, I try. But I did know what toxoplasmosis was.
You already, yeah, we should count up the number of PhDs. So wait a minute, me and Scott. Scott, you're working towards your PhD, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, so.
Piles higher, deeper.
That's right.
I'm the only person who got off that track. I stopped with a mere diploma.
So, but
I'm still twitching. I'm still working on edits and twitching. So.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
We'll consider that what it is.
What's this one, Phil?
The nightmares will not stop for a long time.
God damn it.
This just looks like an ordinary picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Some sunspots, sun, everything. Yeah, taken by Don Pettit on the International Space Station.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
He's my hero.
He really is the best astronaut ever. He has been doing all kinds of creative stuff on the International Space Station.
That's cool, dude. This is the first transit observed from orbit, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the first transit observed by an astronaut, yeah.
By a human orbiting Earth, yes. We don't know about the rest of the galaxy.
Roy's back.
Yeah, my internet died.
Oh, sadness.
That's why we have multiple telescopes.
Yeah.
And this, just to say it again, we do need observers in the southern hemisphere. If you can tweet, if you can Google Plus to try and get someone in, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Sounds like a lot of the major towns in Australia are seeing clouds. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's,
Yeah, there's like a big storm. Scott, you were sort of watching this with Paul, right? There's a big storm that's hitting the area.
Yeah, he had a storm, and then it was clearing up for a while, and then the universe decided that he does not get to stream it because clouds are coming from the other direction now.
I always think of these terrible, horrible stories about people that crossed half of the world to be in position to watch the transit of Venus, and it was clouded out for them, 300 years ago. And there was the one case where somebody who stuck around for 8 years.
Yeah, stuck around for 8 years. Is Amy going to come back and relay the history for us?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I know she's trying to. She was doing something with their browser to get it working again.
You guys,
okay.
I have to run. I'll just be a few minutes. Fraser, I'm kind of expecting another friend who may drop by. I've got my phone with me. If you see her trying to get in, send me a note on my phone.
Sure.
And I just sent you a note in the chat room. Also, Astro Guys has said that he ran a quick simulation, and the moon can see the Venus transit about an hour later than the Earth.
Dude.
Awesome.
Just ran a simulation on that. That's so great.
So that's David Dickinson. He's another astronomy person.
That's Astro Guys with a Z on Twitter.
Yeah.
Good folks.
Yes.
And now we can see here. Stuart, can we take a quick look at your setup before you completely tear it down?
That figures.
Cool.
I'm not leaving, but I am leaving for like 5 seconds.
You can. Goodbye. That's beautiful. Look at the size. So people don't realize. I mean, that is a refractor. So that is an actual. It's lenses, not mirrors. That's making the image. And so to have a refractor that big is a pretty beefy telescope. It's a great telescope. You're back.
My friend is now trying to get into the Hangout, so I'm going to send her.
And there's your DSLR. Perfect. That's a Canon DSLR. And I think of all the tests that we've been doing, yeah, Stuart, we can't hear you. You're muted. But he was showing us the mount. So he's got a T-mount.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's actually let me put the computer down here. It's a bayonet that goes right into the camera itself. So if you can see this here, it's just a little bayonet mount with a 2-inch thing on it, and this bayonet's right into the camera, and it doesn't have any vignetting this way. If you have a T-ring, it'll vignette, but this is designed so it has a 2-inch thing, and it just plops right in the back of the scope. It's nice.
That's fantastic. Phil, you've got a special guest.
Oh, hey! Oh, it's working! I didn't think it was working. Oh my god, you can't see anything.
You're backlit.
I know.
You're backlit.
God, you'd think I'm an actress. I should have been better at this.
Yay! Hi, Bria.
Hi, how are you? Oh my god, I'm still backlit. I have
Still
no
backlit.
non-backlit room.
Turn around the other, yeah.
How many suns are there around you?
Face the light.
I know. My house is actually just set up with tons of light, so I always look beautiful. There we go. It's as good as it's gonna get.
That's good. That's good. That works.
Oh my god, this is so cool. I've never done this before.
Well, there's the sun, and there's Venus passing in front of the sun right now.
Oh, wait, let me see.
Phil.
Oh my god.
Oh, sure. What? Your friend.
Sorry, I got about 800 things going on.
Yeah.
So this is my friend Bria Grant, who is an actress
Bill, how are you?
and a producer and a director and a movie maker, and will soon own all of Hollywood.
Bria Grant, best known for Heroes, right?
True.
That's what I would say. Also, but you've also just made a movie called Best Friends Forever.
I did.
And
Sorry,
so
I'm promoting on Twitter while I'm doing this. Yeah, I did. I just directed a movie.
Yeah, so that was very exciting. That was a Kickstarter project. And I know that Bria, I met Bria on Twitter, really, I guess. I found out you were following me, and it's like, oh, I know her.
Yeah.
And I found out you're kind of a sciencey person.
I mean, as much as, I don't think I'm actually smart enough to be a sciencey person, but I do dabble. I like to read things to make myself feel smarter.
That's pretty much what we do.
Make up stuff.
Yeah. Everyone does. Okay, good.
Yeah. We were just mentioning there's only 4 PhDs in this hangout right now.
Oh, man.
I'm not one of them, so...
Yes, but you're capable of memorizing long strings of words and having them come accurately out of your mouth with correct pronunciation, which is more than I've ever managed.
That neutral Canadian.
I don't think there's 4 PhDs in all of Los Angeles, I'll be honest.
That's really sad, because isn't Caltech there?
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
They all
I'll be seeing
hide.
you guys at Caltech on Saturday, so I'll let them know you said hi.
Please do.
So then, what is your favorite aspect of science? Why is it astronomy? Is that why you followed Phil?
Yeah, I mean, well, Phil writes a really cool blog, so that was kind of where I got into it, because he covers both astronomy, and because he covers more than just astronomy, and I kind of like that aspect of it. But I mean, yeah, I like astronomy definitely, and then I sort of dabble in other stuff, I guess, like just fun. I don't know, science books type stuff.
And what was the, I guess, can you explain more about the movie that you worked on? You did a Kickstarter, is that right?
I did. Oh my God. I did a Kickstarter campaign. We shot it, and then I did a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for Post, which was almost as hard as shooting the movie itself. But Yeah. Should I invite more people on Twitter? I didn't tell anyone I was coming on here. Should I do that right now?
That's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm just updating everything to reflect that you're here now.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I'll just forward that. I'll just do that. That makes way better.
I just want to make sure I've got everything right. Ironically, I do have to go in a couple of minutes. I can't stay long. I'm sorry, Bria. You came in right as I have to go.
It's okay. I have to go at some point as well because it's E3 here in Los Angeles, so I'm going to an E3 event, and I have not yet showered today. So I have to go.
and we've had the E3 streaming in our office. So.
Oh, have you? Yeah.
It's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years, not since Comic-Con, and you'll be at Comic-Con again this year, right?
It will be, yeah. I have a comic book coming out in October, so I'm coming and doing the IDW panel, and then I did a book with IDW, like a book of prose, and I'm going to come and do a signing for that at their booth. So
is that more zombie stuff?
Yeah, it's they're doing this whole line. IDW is doing this cool thing where they're taking all these comic books and they're making prose, like short stories based on the comic books. So this one was based on robots versus zombies. Zombies versus robots.
Robots versus zombies, folks.
Zombies versus
zombies. So awesome.
Yeah, everybody.
I have it somewhere. Here, I'll show you. It's in my shelf.
I've got it. Oh no, I got it. I got an e-version. And you did a comic book with your brother.
Yeah.
This means war.
Awesome. That's it right there. So we're promoting that. Yeah, my brother and I do comics together. We've done 2, and then we're doing our 3rd one, which is a horror thing, so it releases in October. So we're doing like a little thing with IDW.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like IDW a lot.
They're good people. They've been good to me for sure. I feel like there's a lag time on my computer. Is there a lag, or is it okay?
No, it's totally
You're fine.
Seems fine.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Technology, am I right?
So it seems like everyone's doing Kickstarters for everything. Would you recommend it for people looking to do some kind of creative project now? Has it changed what it's like to do creative projects in LA?
Yes. I mean, it's definitely changing who's making projects and what's going on for sure. And you know, for someone like me who's I've never directed a movie and I've never written a movie. I've been in some movies, but you know, not many people are going to hand me a bunch of money to make a movie. I was fortunate enough to find people who would invest in the original project, but then when we came to post, we had to figure out something to do. And it was great because we have all these built-in supporters who are going to get the DVD and they're really excited about it. And also I mean, it's weird because Phil knows about it, but he would not know about it, for another couple of months because I wouldn't be done. It's cool because people are talking about it before I'm actually finished with it. I'm still editing. So
and you owe me a DVD because I pitched in.
I know you did pitch in. I know you did. I know exactly who pitched it. That's also the weird thing is you find out who your friends are. You really, they didn't give money and you get really upset. I would say it's only good for people who don't want to have a social life for the next month and can devote 8 to 10 hours a day on it. I'm editing the movie, but I had 2 other people working on the campaign, and we met every day at 9 a.m. and worked on the campaign. And we put in a lot of time into it. It was not a joke. I spent. It was. I'm saying I was not kidding when I said it was almost as hard as shooting the movie itself. It was really hard.
Is your Kickstarter page still up?
I think so.
Because
Probably.
even though the projects are done, if you look up Bria Grant on Kickstarter and go to the page, she was making videos as people were donating money, and the video in the library was just adorable. That's the only word I can think of. It was just so cute the way it was set up.
Yeah, so we went to a library and when we hit 15,000 or something, we went to a library and set up a camera, and then I got 10 people in there to dance, basically do a flash mob, and we all danced to this song, and then we left really fast. So that was fun. That was really fun. But when we did stuff like that every day, we made 40 videos. That was the crazy thing, is that we literally did videos every single day, so we would have stuff to tell people about. Because it's the problem you have to constantly remind people, because it's so annoying, and I give to people's Kickstarters all the time. But it's annoying because they hit you up all the time, and I'm one of those people, and I just felt like I had to constantly create new content,
Well, I guess it makes you feel a bit like you're getting more of a sense of what the true amount of work is to reach out and connect with your audience and be able to know, you're taking more control personally of that connection as opposed to you pitching it to a studio and some gatekeeper deciding whether your show is going to get a green light or not. You're actually having to go through all of the marketing, all of the song and dance to actually make it happen. But at the end of the day, then if you made it happen, then it's all on you. You guys, you don't have any gatekeeper that's going to hold you back from doing it.
Right, but it also has this big sign on. I feel like I was wearing a big sign on my forehead that was like, "You are going to succeed or fail very publicly," and so it like felt really horrible the entire time. But yeah, it did two things. I mean, I think Kickstarter is definitely democratizing making movies, and that's kind of a weird thing, or making projects, because there's, I mean, to give someone $10 for their movie, like I do it all the time, like it's not a big deal, like it's like $10 and they get to shoot their teaser, they get to shoot their trailer or whatever. So it's doing that, but then yeah, you're already figuring out your marketing, and it's the weirdest thing. It's like people responded really well to that library video, and then this video of me eating pie in slow motion, which was another thing that I agreed to do if I hit a certain amount.
Wasn't that your idea?
What?
Wasn't that your idea?
It was my idea.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
But isn't it kind of strange how there's almost like a goodwill going on, that people will almost want to donate to a Kickstarter before they would, but the same people might not actually buy the finished product. That there's something about being able to donate money and give you a chance at living your dream and doing your thing, that means something. So they're paying for both the experience of the final product, but also letting someone else create a creative project. And I think that's something that's new and different, and I think an untapped sort of goodwill that's going on out there.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I was really surprised by the number of people who picked no prize. They because you get to pick what you want, what perk you want when you donate money. And there was a lot of people who picked nothing, and they would donate like $100. So it was like, oh, you can get into we're gonna have this special LA screening, we're gonna do all this stuff, and they would go to the screening or whatever, but they wouldn't want the DVD, and they wouldn't want. And I mean, that's kind of, I'm a similar person. I don't have DVDs around my house really, and I mean, I could see why they would do that, but it was strange to see how many people just wanted to support us because they were our friends and they liked us and they were nice, and the number of people who were maybe they wouldn't give, just because we were oh, you can get a DVD, but they would give because I was hey, if I can get this money by today, then I'll make a video of me eating pie, and they thought that was hilarious and clever enough to where they wanted to give me money, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that's something that maybe people just had no idea was going to be that exciting, that goodwill is there waiting and really wants to participate and give people a chance to create their creative projects. And there's
And you have a lot of friends.
And you got a lot of friends.
I know, but God. I mean, the thing is that you do feel really guilty the whole time you're doing it, because you're just hey, have you seen my Kickstarter campaign? And it's yes, I've seen your Kickstarter campaign. Everybody's exhausted of seeing that Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, but we're showing links all the time.
Now I want to, this is very cool, but I want to, mention that we're keeping the view firmly on the transit. So just, if you're wondering if we're going to be switching back to human beings, but we're keeping it firmly on the transit here. But also, if you look at the top of the sun right now on Scott's view, you can see a little prominence, a little baby prominence up at the top there.
Whoa!
Cool.
Can you see that?
Isn't it adorable?
Yeah.
It's adorable and could eat the planet.
Yeah, it's bigger than the Earth.
There's that too.
Yeah, but you can see that little prominence up on the top there. And so this is the advantage that we've got here with Scott. He's got this hydrogen alpha filter on the Coronado telescope that he's using, is that it reveals the atmosphere of the sun, and these are the kinds of things that we see in the atmosphere, like these prominences and this solar activity on the surface of the sun.
Okay, I have to run. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Maria. But I invited you in, and then I'm leaving. So
no. I have to leave in a few minutes anyway.
And we won't keep you either. You guys can go together.
We'll go. Okay, we'll go.
All right. Thanks for dropping by, Bria, and I'll see you.
Thank you for having me, and this is super cool. I'm so glad someone is doing this. It's so rad, and we don't all have to get blinded by trying to look up at the sun and see it.
Whatever you do, don't look at the sun. Yeah. Well, and Phil, thank you so much for joining us, for participating for as long as you have, and you'll be. Well, I hope you'll still be here.
Yeah, if you guys are still on, I'll be back, but it'll just be a little.
Yeah. All right. Well, and Bria, it was nice to meet you, and thank you very much for joining us, and good luck with your projects and your upcoming Comic-Con appearances and your movies. So thank you very much for joining us. For science.
Thank you for having me.
Cool.
Coolness.
Yay!
Oh, Phil. Okay. Look at that.
She was talking about using Kickstarter for movie projects, but lately I've seen a bunch of Kickstarter for science research projects. People are trying to fund their own science. that way, because the science funding climate is you know, it's
horrible.
tough. It's really horrible. So yeah, there's a lot of people doing research science using Kickstarter, so you can contribute to that work as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's that same thing, that there's a pent-up interest in helping out in getting science done, and that I think, you know, with a lot of people, they're so, I guess, disconnected from the process. You know, people pay their taxes, the tax money goes to grants, the grants are handed out to scientists, and research gets done. But you can imagine this near future where the scientists are out putting together really cool videos showing the kinds of research that they're going to be doing and trying to help drum up some support for the projects they're going to be doing. Now, I don't think we want that across the board, because there's lots of situations where you want basic research where things aren't necessarily that exciting or sexy, but are very, very important. But I can definitely see a role in that, for sure. Yeah, there's I forget the site. There's a really cool site that has science like Kickstarter. Is that it?
I'm not sure, but this is what
something
Google's
rocket.
for.
Anyway, yeah. At 2 o'clock. Oh, so there's a flare. Yeah. So Roy's just mentioning. Roy, we can hear you now. What was that?
I was just saying that about 2 o'clock on his image. I don't know if it's just what it looks like on mine. It's really faint. It looks like there's a big, I mean, not just a small little prominence, but a big flare coming off of it.
Yeah. Oh, and that just happened just a little while ago.
You're talking about.
So you can see it.
Yeah. I'm
okay.
seeing it.
Yeah.
It's really faint.
Now, is that what it would look like? I mean, is that when a flare will look like sort of a lighter area on the surface of the sun there?
Oh, we're talking about the prominence sticking off the top.
No, I'm talking about the prominence sticking off.
There's a facula. At 2 o'clock in a half a Venus diameter from the edge. So that bright spot, scientifically called a facula, is where you have a prominence that's brighter, and we're seeing the extra light.
Yeah, but on the look on the edge, right around 2 o'clock.
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
it's another prominence.
Yeah, it looked like a whole loop going around.
I misplaced 2 o'clock. Sorry, I was looking at 1 o'clock.
Are you looking at the bright spot? No, I was looking at that as well.
But it looks like it goes from it's I could swear it loops around. It comes and connects twice at about 2 diameters of Venus.
See, I can only make out just one. I have to switch monitors. I have one monitor that's brighter than the other.
Yeah, I'm trying to brighten the image a little bit, see if I can get more detail on that.
Oh, I see what the problem is.
Yeah, I can definitely see another prominence, and it does look loopy, doesn't it?
It's hard to tell because I keep it so small on my screen where I block.
But I wonder if you mess with the brightness, you might be able to see it.
I see. So it's looping up for closer to 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. That's cool. And if you actually have a telescope like this,
yeah, there we go.
With the right filters and stuff, if you're just looking through it, if you don't have a camera set up with it, you could see this with your well-protected eye through the telescope as well.
No, I want one of these.
Yeah.
What does a Coronado cost? Anyone?
Depending on the size, probably.
Ask Jerry. He's right over here. It's his.
Yeah, ours was owned by the department. So
find out how much he will give you.
Cost. What is it in terms of grad students? we used to talk about telescope parts in terms of how many grad students they cost.
How much can you buy a grad student for?
What? 25,000?
They're cheap.
A year? Not even?
And Jerry's going to be right here.
Somewhere between 20 and 25. Yeah.
When I was in graduate school, my dissertation advisor had me price out for him the best camera plus laptop plus backup hard drive system that I could find if I wanted to buy one. And it cost twice my salary, and he bought it. And it was
wow. Yeah, most of the equipment I've used, are were several times my worth as a person.
Yeah.
He's like, don't drop it. It costs two of you.
Yeah.
So this is cool. Russell Bateman has posted on Google Plus a transit of Venus from the moon's surface using Stellarium, which is kind of cool. So you can move with Stellarium, which is the best piece of software ever, and if you don't have it, install it right now. You can simulate all kinds of crazy stuff, and in this case, Russell has simulated what it would look like to watch the transit of Venus from the moon, which is cool. So thank you. That's really cool. What else have we got? Any more questions? Let's see.
We have a really long... yeah, never mind.
Trying to dig up some questions here.
Yeah, I was looking at the comment thread, and there's a really big blank space, and I wasn't sure if that was just my computer. Oh.
And the sun's going to be setting here probably in about 25, 30 minutes at most.
I've probably got about 10 or 15 at most before my fence blocks my telescope.
Dang you, clouds in Australia.
Wayne Francis mentioned if we wrap it up, we're weak. I admit, we're weak.
Let's just leave a picture on there.
We'll leave a picture.
You are.
Yeah. Our secret weapon from New Zealand unfortunately got rained out, so that was the way we're going to try and make it happen.
Paula is now the secret weapon. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It looks like you can get Coronados starting for about $700.
Right. They're made by Mead, right?
No.
No, Coronado is their own company.
Oh, is it? Okay. So there you go. But if you see some of the pictures that are done with Coronados, they're just gorgeous. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful telescopes. And just great for seeing this kind of thing. You can definitely see the low sun on the horizon now. We're getting not as crisp and clear an image anymore. And same with Roy.
Yeah, it's getting really low.
I think someone should go out and move that mountain out of the way so we can have about 20 more minutes. Just move it. I'll put it back.
Super Mini 333 mentioned that we've got a 4-hour video for our live feed. And how did we do that? It was real time. So we're using a service called Hangouts on Air on Google+, which is actually available to anybody now in 220 countries. Anyone can do a Google+ Hangout on Air. You just connect it to your YouTube account, and then as it's broadcast on Google+, it's also broadcast on YouTube, and they automatically save the video as you create the show. So we didn't have to upload a 4-hour video. It just got done for us.
It just did it.
Did it.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic.
So do we want to talk at all about the history?
Well, we lost Amy, so
I know.
Sure,
she
yeah.
started talking some about it.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who doesn't know, we do a podcast called Astronomy Cast with me and Pamela, and we actually have an episode just on the transit. Oh, we lost Pamela. It's just you.
Oh, no.
Just as you wanted to talk history, she's like, all right, I'm on.
Yeah. You guys want to talk history? Because I am out of here. Yeah.
I've got this idea. Ready, go.
Didn't need to. It was just all of a sudden the connection crashed.
The microwave again?
No, I don't know. I think fate simply decided I wasn't allowed to discuss history.
Oh.
And
So
out
I
of
was
all
just
the
gonna
people with
mention-
connections, I'm still... I don't know how my connection has stayed this entire time. Fraser and I have been working so hard the last few days, and it's always been dropping.
Yeah.
And it's marathon, perfectly fine. Apparently just no sprinting. So
It's awesome.
How much more sun have you got? I've still got probably a couple of hours of sun behind the clouds.
yeah, I'm saying about 25 minutes tops.
Yeah.
There is going to be a little bit of bush that it might be in the way, but it might not. Yesterday it wasn't, but since the sun does move slightly along the horizon, we'll see how it is.
So just got a question from Rushi. Why is Venus at different locations? And so there's a bunch of reasons why you're going to get things at different locations. One is that just the way the camera is connected to the telescope. So you can have the telescope just rotated and the camera rotated a different way, and you're just going to get a different perspective. So if you look at the sort of, you can imagine it's just rotated. The other thing is, and we saw this earlier on in the transit itself, where we had 5 telescopes going, and you could see that the view from the east coast of the United States was further along than the view from the west coast. And that just happens, it's just trigonometry. So your view, wherever you are on Earth, is going to slightly change your view of where Venus is going to be in the sun. And that was how they determined the distance from the Earth to the Sun, using the triangulation of using Venus as part of the math. So that's really important that they were able to detect that. The other reason why the Venus is going to look at different locations is if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're seeing it upside down, and so or right side up, and we're seeing it upside down.
Well, yeah. Be careful there.
Yeah, I just did. I was careful right there. And then there was just Roy. Yeah, and so you're going to see it from a flip perspective, and so that's why you'll see it from different views. And so we do that sometimes on our virtual star party. We'll have a bunch of views of, say, Orion, Nebula, things like that, and it's all just rotated in different ways. And often the astronomers will try to orient the image either digitally, or they'll rotate their camera to sort of line everything up to make it look best.
So I got briefly confused by that when I was in Cape Town. Even though I knew everything would be flipped, I was standing outside staring at the moon during the day, because you could see one of the quarter phases, and I'm going, but it's upside down, and I don't understand. And so I had to sit there and draw it out and convince myself that I was seeing it properly. But if you're used to looking at where the sun is and where the moon is for different phases, if you are used to that, you definitely notice it when you switch hemispheres. It's a little bizarre.
See, that's what happens when Scott jinxes himself. He says his connection was so good.
It's the best thing ever, crash.
So I just got a message on Google Plus from Jennifer Statham saying, thank you for your enthusiasm and your science facts. I had my 70-year-old mother hooked for hours.
Oh, wow.
Just thankful to have internet as we hunker down for a tornado warning.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, careful there.
Yeah. So I'm going to go offline for just a moment, and then I'll return.
Promise? No.
No, you didn't get a promise.
No.
Wah wah, sad trombone again.
Trombone. And Nicole, thanks as well to you. You've been a trooper too the whole time.
Well, I'm inside now, so it's all comfy. I'm on my red couch, so. But yeah, this was I was sad that I missed it in 2004, because I was living on the East Coast and would have been able to see it if I hadn't been in New Mexico doing an internship. So I'm really glad I got to see it today. See the photons with my own protected eyes.
Something very strange on our Google Plus page.
The big empty space?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody hit enter a whole bunch of times is my guess. Or return. If someone made a big
back
comment.
to the transit, please.
Somebody made a big comment.
You can see on the side of my image Fraser, on the right side, it's starting to shadow.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's the fence.
Uh-oh.
Real life things. Dun, dun, dun.
There's a big transit coming.
Well, wait, I got sun now.
I know, I can see it on your shirt.
Yep.
I can see the sun just shining.
All right, I should get this set up. Hold on a second here.
Go run outside. Go look. Go look. Oh, wow, now the fence is really coming in.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep Venus out of it. But it's not working.
You could somehow you could time the rotation of the Earth somehow. I'm sure.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, no more, no more.
The sun is set.
Sad. Fraser, do you have any luck seeing it? Or is he not listening?
He's not listening.
Okay.
It's just going to come down to me.
Son.
You lost your last. Wait, I've got it now.
No.
It's all down to me now.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, not the best technology for this. So Roy, did Roy just drop?
No, I'm still here. I just
The sun dropped.
the sun dropped. Yeah.
Oh.
Sadness.
Who lost that? But it's cool. You can see the shadow of the fence just kind of like whoop, gone. It's so quick when you watch a sunset or sunrise. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's surprising.
You can
You
see.
might have to stand up about another 10 feet.
Yeah. There's a building in Dubai you can take.
Oh, wow.
You can see 2 sunsets.
Really?
Yeah, you can start. Oh no, no. Let's see. Oh wait.
This is precise astrometry right here.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of light coming through. Are you ready for our last image of the Venus transit?
Let's do it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. I see your thumb. There we go.
You can see. Can you see that? No.
Itty bitty.
Yeah, here, I'll highlight that.
Oh, Pamela just cloned herself.
I did. How did I do that?
I don't know. One of you. Well, other than hiring me?
Well, there's that too. I think I'm having browser issues. I will return.
Yeah. You know what, Pamela? Don't bother.
Okay.
I think we're about to shut this down. I'm going to give everyone the last view.
What? What?
Wait, no. I have a picture to share that we got from a user that is so glorious. I need to share it.
Do you see it?
I do see it.
You see our last transit image there? We get the focus going.
But look at this one that was sent in to us. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I'll highlight that and work back on mine again. Oh wow.
That's pretty badass.
So this is from Karthik, and it's just a fabulous image. So this is from Estonia.
Cool.
So I really don't think it gets any prettier than his setting. And I love the fact that he has this crystal clear sun with these amazing clouds all around it.
Yeah.
Fraser, that's your knee.
Fraser's showing some legs.
All right. He's gone off the deep end.
So I need to go. I'll see you all later.
All right. Well, thanks. Okay. Well, then why don't we, at this moment?
Are we all abandoning ship?
And we are abandoning. Yeah, we are abandoning ship. Yeah.
I was set up for 8 hours, man.
Were you?
I have M&M.
Phil's still going to be in here when he gets back.
Well, I'll be ending the transit, so I'll be ending the broadcast, so we'll lose him then. So thanks. So goodbye, Pamela. Goodbye, Phil. Thank you, Nicole, for sticking around and all the fun at the beginning with the great setup with your funnel, and that was fantastic.
I now have
Thanks,
pieces
Roy,
of shredded plastic
zipping
everywhere.
home from work and giving us the last hour and a half. That was phenomenal. If anyone's interested on what's coming up next, we'll be doing our weekly space hangout on Thursday where we'll round up all of the space news that happened. We'll probably talk a lot about the transit. That's going to be on Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and you can do the math. And then we'll be doing our normal virtual Star Party, which is kind of, you saw an extended version today, but we do that on Sunday nights when it gets dark, so on the West Coast. So
or somewhere on the world.
Yeah. So it's usually about 9 o'clock Pacific time. So thanks to everybody who joined us, and thanks to everyone, all of our special guests. Thanks to all of the astronomers. This was awesome, and thanks again to Google Plus for letting the whole thing work. So
come join us on CosmoQuest, cosmoquest.org for all these hangouts and science projects, citizen science is going on right now that you can get involved in. So come check us out.
All right. We'll see you guys all later.
Okay,
look at the sun. I got lots of sun now. All right.
See you
around.
Bye.
Bye.